So Perla, your hand is raised. You were the first one, so please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, great. Hey, thank you. Since I've gone to 6.2, I'm getting a word read to me that I don't understand at all. It's coupon. You know, like voiceover is saying coupon, 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 and I have no idea what that means.
Can I ask you, Perla, this is Stacy, where are you hearing that? Where are you when you're actually hearing it?
Sometimes I'm on the web, sometimes I'm in an email. I think sometimes it seems like maybe it would be where a link would be, but then other times I hear link. So
Have you turned your rotor to characters to actually spell it out? One thing I have noticed since we have updated to the new iOS, that it pronounces things differently than it did prior. So I would check the spelling of it.
But it's a word I've never heard before when I've been, you know, flicking through information. So I don't know. Okay, well, but if it's just on voiceover, how's it going to read? I don't think it's reading anything. I think it's like link. It seems like it's kind of like yeah, like it would say link to let me know that there's a link there.
Mm-hmm.
But it says coupon sometimes. I don't know. No, nobody has any idea. This is a mystery.
Do you know what site you're going on? I'm just curious if that's like an advertisement or something along those lines. Because it might just be like a link to a coupon. I have no idea why it's saying that unless it's something along those lines. Yeah, do you know what site? I can just check it. Do you know what site?
No, it pops up in different places. So I might be reading a news account on email, or I might be on the web, different places.
Check the spelling of it, and if it really is saying coupon, maybe next time just click on it and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario is you just get out of it. So at least you'll know what it is. I have not personally heard that.
That's interesting.
This is Ryan here. I might have an idea. I'm wondering if potentially it's a bug on, do you have photo description on or image description on, Perla?
That's true.
I didn't think I did, but I'll check it.
Okay, just double check, because it could potentially be a bug where photo description is thinking that it is viewing a coupon.
Oh,
potentially. So it could be something like that, but it sounds like a bug. I haven't heard about this yet before, but I am curious to see what it is. But like others had said, click on it and see where it goes.
okay, I'll give it a try.
And then
thanks.
And then check the photo description.
Photo description. And
yeah, you
photo
got it.
description and what else?
If it says it again, click on it and see where it takes you.
No, but you said photo description or some other description. You had two different descriptions to check.
It was the same thing. I just called it something different on accident, but the photo description or the image description, I think is what I said. Yeah.
Oh, okay, image description, and would I go into the systems for that?
Yeah, so it'd be in settings under voiceover, or excuse me, settings, accessibility, voiceover, and then there should be photo description in there. Is that correct, Stacy?
Think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can even just ask Siri where is photo description in settings, and then she'll tell you. She'll give you a link to tell you.
Perla, I'm sorry, I maybe missed this. If I could just ask a question. Is this on your phone or on
on
Apple?
my phone? Yeah, on my phone.
Interesting. Yeah, Perla, keep us posted. I'm curious about that. And I know that you do have your iPad, excuse me, if image description is activated on your phone and not on your iPad, I'm curious to see if that is what it is, because you're updated on at the on both devices, correct?
Well, yeah, I think so. I haven't been using my iPad much. I've been mostly on my phone. So,
Got it. Okay.
all right.
Just out of
Image
curious. That's crazy.
description, photo description. I will look it up.
Yep,
Awesome.
let us know.
I may not, I'm not going to do it during this session, I don't think. So I'll let somebody know afterwards.
Great.
Cool.
Thanks,
Perla.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next, Farhang, your hand is up, and I'll lower Perla's hand. So Farhang, unmute yourself, and then you can ask your question.
Hello,
Hi.
Farhang here. Thank you very much, Lisa. My question is about my iPhone and voiceover. Whenever I swipe towards the right, after reading that particular line, it doesn't go to the next line. It says vertical scroll bar and it gets stuck over there. How do why is it getting stuck on the first line itself and not moving to the next line or paragraph? And what do I need to do to get to the next paragraph or next line?
That's a bug, and I've noticed it as well. Just reposition your hand or your finger on the screen, and then just try to keep swipe. Again, I've noticed that in YouTube. I will swipe to the right looking for a video that I want, and then it will just get stuck on one line, and I swipe
Right.
it again, and it does the same thing. And then I'll swipe it again, it does the same thing. Swipe it again, does the same thing. And then I just have to like move my hand around on the screen, reposition voiceover.
So to get to the next line or next paragraph, so do I have to just move the finger to the next paragraph? Because swiping is not working.
Correct. Just reposition voiceover by moving your finger and touching the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. And then swiping it.
Yeah.
But even when I read that particular line, when I swipe again, it's just gets stuck again over there. So I have to reposition my finger to the next line and
Yeah,
read it.
as best as you can until when the swiping returns, it's just a weird little bug. I don't know why that's happening, but I have noticed that. So just reposition your finger down the screen a little bit and see what it picks up.
Okay. All right.
This is Ryan here. I'm curious, Farhang, too. How large are your finger gestures when you're swiping? Are you just doing a small flick, or are you?
Yeah, a small
doing
flick towards the right, and it's a vertical scroll bar.
Okay, just a small click. Okay, just making sure you weren't covering like a larger portion of the screen. Just remembering it's like flicking a little piece of sand off the screen for
Correct.
everybody's knowledge. Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah,
Correct.
I think it is just about like Stacey was saying.
Okay. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you, Reindeer.
Okay.
All
All right. Next is Dean. Go ahead and unmute.
Oh, I think I know what the issue is. Okay, so I have both Zoom text and voiceover installed. So every time I log off, when I set up my computer, I have a PC, I have a password to log onto my computer. So every time when you logged on, right, it's so you ... So there's been times where all of a sudden the screen goes blank and what do you call it? The computer screen comes up to ask me for my password, right? For my computer. But instead of going ... it's asking me it's actually reading the password and it's not even moving the cursor. Is that a bug or what's going on? Is that because I install Zoom text and NVDA on it? Because every time I log off, it does do dot 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 dot. But then sometimes that computer screen comes up, and I thought it was like someone trying to hack me into it, but I can't even move the cursor. But I know how to get around it. I'm just curious.
What
that a bug?
Windows operating system do you have?
PC,
Yeah, but what is the latest Windows?
Windows 11.
What do you
How-
think, Chris?
Wait, so
Ryan?
you're saying you get stuck after on password?
Okay, so okay,
Uh,
here's this. Okay, so you know how like I set up a password right, on my PC,
Yes.
right? So like, and every time you logged in, I log in my password, but it says dot 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 dot, right?
No participants raised hand.
Okay,
is that in the password text field? Like
Yeah.
before you type in the
okay, so
password?
then sometimes it comes up, that same screen comes up, and instead of saying dot 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 dot, it actually reads my password out, and it won't even let me move the cursor. I don't think that's a what do you call it? I don't think it's what do you call it? Someone trying to hack me into it.
No,
Because so I'm just curious what's going on. Is that because I have both MVDA and Zoom text installed on my PC. I don't know if it's because MVDA is fighting with my Zoom text and one of them took over and it's just like creating that scenario. Thank you.
This is
oh,
this is
go ahead.
Bob. I'm sorry. This is Bob. You may want to turn
Yeah.
whichever one off, NVDA off or Zoom text off. You should really only have one of those
Mhm.
active at any time. You can have them installed on your computer, but don't have them actually running together. That's
I don't
maybe where
have
these.
running them together, but when I think when I originally installed Zoom text, it says read the log on screen. But I don't know if that's like causing a problem because every time I log on, I can see the Zoom text what do you call it, the navigator bar on the upper left hand corner. That's why I know, and it's also reading the text field.
Yeah, I think
So I don't know if it's because of Zoom text or because of MVDA, but I might have to deinstall one of the stuff and then see what happens.
when I use Zoom, well, I use Zoom text every time I turn on my computer, and Zoom text in my password fields always just gives me, well, in my case, it says star, 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 star,
Right, that's what
star.
I do, but then sometimes it's like once in a while that screen would come up but then it would start reading my password. But then it wouldn't even let me type in anything. So I don't know if something's going on or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would when it reads out, I think for the password, it's always gonna be star 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 no matter what. I don't think it should read
Right.
out like the letters. So in that case, you might not be in the password text field. I'm not sure. But I think if you're using NVDA and Zoom text at the same time, if you can, I would try to disable the startup for Zoom text because that should be an option, right? to have
How do
Zoom
I
text.
do that?
I'm not sorry, Bob. Do you know how to disable the startup for Zoom text on PC?
Because I might have to do that. Because that's I think that's what's causing the problem, and it's giving me a lot of issue also when
Well-
I log on.
Well, I would opt for
NVDA.
taking NVDA off.
Oh yeah,
Or-
so Zoom. Okay, that's
yeah,
okay,
I would leave Zoom text as the primary screen reader on there, and it's tricky to remove it from the start, but you actually have to go into your start menu, and then you can edit your start menu for what programs are coming up in your start menu, and that's where you would remove either whichever one you want to take out. If you want to take out NVDA or Zoom text.
I think for NVDA, once you open it up, it'll bring up an NVDA menu, and then in that menu, I think there's an option to stop like the startup, like to keep it off even when you turn your computer on.
Okay.
Because I have JAWS and NVDA both installed, but I turned that off for NVDA, so both wouldn't run at the same time. So I think NVDA is probably easier to turn off for startup. You just got to go into the NVDA menu and then just tab until you find that option to start NVDA on startup, and then you just disable that or turn it off.
Okay.
And
This-
I'll just mention with Microsoft, their narrator that's natively built into Microsoft these days, it is excellent. It did not used to be a very good program. I use that for anytime I'm on the web, anytime I am in Word. Their narrator works flawlessly. I've really appreciated the upgrades that they've made in recent times to their. So you might want to give that a shot because it's right there and it's easy and you can activate it or not activate it. Program to program or website to website, email to email. You can turn it on or turn it off.
I have a quick question. You said that you had a workaround. What was the workaround that you do to get through this?
Dean, that was a question.
So
to you.
what are you talking about? Oh,
was-
I just, what I
Very
did
good.
was, I just, the workaround was I either totally complete log off or reboot my machine. That was the only, it's
That's
kind
your
of a
workaround?
stupid one, yeah.
Okay. While everyone else was, I was also looking online. And it looks like this is kind of a problem that some people are having, and it looks like it could potentially be from a corrupt file. So you would need to perform a clean reboot. And that's probably why when you reboot it, it allows you to kind of move forward.
Right.
Is this a newer computer or did you just recently within the
No, I
last year
didn't.
and a half?
It's been like my computer's been like a couple of years. So I mean,
Couple
it's
years.
been, so it's, I don't have any like other issue, but I think it's
Okay.
there's a file that's missing. And also I have a lot of other crap on my computer, like that every time you logged on, it tells you like, oh, you got Google Drive up, you got Zoom, you got Slack and all that kind of stuff. I think mine's on, I install a lot of application. Maybe I should some stuff, delete some of these application I don't need. Thank you.
Yeah. It could potentially be like something that you would loaded.
Yeah.
That could be causing an issue. But yeah, so, but I would follow that was just out of my curiosity. I would follow the directions of the smart gentleman here.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, thanks, Dean. Quick thing for Bob, would you mind making Ryan a co-host as well? I have a chance, and then I'll lower Dean's hand. And then Tom, you have your hand up. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, so this is a time where we could ask like an Apple streaming question.
Sure.
Yes? Okay. So I would be one of the few or only frustration, decreased vision, tired of the Comcast just randomly raising the price $5 to $15 at a time. And I like Apple, but I don't know like just some basics as in, does the screen speak to you? Like I have the shows set up, whatever, Survivor, ABC, News. Does it speak it to you so I know that that is there? If I had like a Apple box or Apple
Yeah,
TV, I think they call it.
Yeah, an Apple TV. Yeah, the Apple TV is set up to have voiceover. So the remote and the box actually talk just like your phone or just like an iPad or your computer. So it uses voiceover. So it will talk to you.
And then to set it up for like a DVR, is that in the iCloud? And then I'm paying extra to store shows, or how? Because I live out of the DVR.
I don't know. Ryan, do you know that, or Chris? Because I haven't done anything with, DVR with the Apple TV. Can you store movies on the cloud?
Sorry, I don't really use the DVR either, so I can't answer that question.
It
I
says
completely live in the DVR because then everything is there. You don't have to watch live TV.
Yeah.
It says that you can watch and record your favorite programs with either live TV through Apple TV or using the DVR. So I'm assuming it would store it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me.
So you probably have to pay a subscription. And once you get that, or if you don't have an Apple TV already, but once you get one, or if you do already have one, a good place to also go is to Apple Access, that phone number, and they can help you and set everything up as well and tell you how to use it.
And last thing, since I, I've mastered my other one other than them raising the prices all the time, and I would like to have the speech output. Is that kind of the easiest way to go, transferring over, since I like the Apple and, I can buy what I need? Is that like a good, easy, transferable option?
I think so. I mean, Apple TV is pretty easy to use if you already know VoiceOver. Yeah, I think it's. Do you have a smart TV?
I think so. But then now I don't understand all these other things. But if I have the box, the Apple TV, then it
Correct.
overrides the TV. You don't need that.
Correct.
So I would want to stay within the Apple thing just to make it easier as compared to my Samsung TV.
Sure, because I'm sure the Samsung TV has some sort of accessibility, but we don't know it. And so if you know VoiceOver, the Apple TV is the most affordable and the most easiest way to go.
Well, thank you for that sign off. And if you want to throw anything else in it as I brag about not knowing what I'm doing, then other than, I don't know if I told you the high prices with Comcast where they just raise $5 and $15 at a time.
Yeah, you're right.
I can tell you I'm a loyal Comcast Xfinity member. Every 2 years, just call them up and tell them you're going to leave them if they don't renegotiate your price, and they will drop your price dramatically. But I want to back up to I want to make sure I understood.
Well, let me say, Bob, I've tried that trick and I know that trick. And then the last time they nailed me, because after they lowered it, they raised it within 30 days. So that was my goodbye. Go on.
Oh, yeah, that's unusual because if you're agreeing to a 2-year contract, then
I never did. I think I agreed to a 1 year. And anyways, go away. They're the masters of hoping everybody is overloaded and blind and doesn't care and is rich. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, were you saying that you can't use like the screen description features of your Comcast service? I'm
still using just I'm visually looking at it, which is getting harder to do. I'm seeing what's in my DVR, and there's ABC and Survivor.
Let me ask you a question about that though. So, how long have you had this DVR?
Too long, maybe around the time of Declaration of Independence.
Okay, because with their system now with the newer DVRs, which you would be entitled to get a brand new one from them, or I should say, and is yours an X1 box, an Xfinity X1 box?
I don't believe so. Before I tried it, and my internet is not with them, and so before they said no, but now I don't know.
Well, what I would recommend as a starter is to go to the Comcast store and take your current DVR box in and tell them you want to exchange it for an X1 box, an Xfinity X1 box, and that has the talking remote, has the talking guide. It works just like VoiceOver does. it'll describe every piece of text on the screen to you. Well, not like subtitles and that sort of thing, but anything in their guide, it will just speak all that, and you can turn that on and off. There's a button right on the remote that you can turn it on, turn it off, turn it on. And I was going to say with their service now, even though you'll get a Xfinity One set-top box from them, all of their storage these days is in the cloud. They don't give out DVRs anymore. Everything that they do is in the cloud.
Oh,
And so all your
Okay.
recordings, all the recordings that you do are saved in your account, but they're saved on the cloud, and they're still there. They're readily accessible to you. But I would definitely trade your current Comcast box in for an Xfinity X1 box, because that has all the talking features.
okay. And then to finish up, the last time with like future proofing, and I hear your commercial for the Comcast, and that's great. But if I'm moving out and going to a different area, then if I learn, memorize, knew the Apple, then I would have that.
And
the
all,
other
and then all of your Apple products would work together and
Okay.
seamlessly. I mean, you would use the same commands and everything. So if you want to live in the Apple orchard, then absolutely.
Yep. And whatever you have on your Apple TV, you can download on your phone or an iPad. So if you're traveling, you can then just open your, whatever you have, let's say HBO Max, you subscribe to or whatever, it'll be there on your phone or your iPad, and you can watch TV from there too.
That's what I'm looking for, as in traveling, but I don't want to take up more time. You answered it, but yeah, I'm interested in the traveling and maybe being in a couple different places.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom. Okay. All right, everybody doing okay? Okay. Farhang, I know you've asked some questions. Do you mind if I skip and come back to you? We've got some new people who have questions.
That's okay, Lisa. That's
Okay.
fine.
Thank you. Okay, Elizabeth, your hand is up. Go ahead and unmute.
I didn't have a question, but I had a comment for Perla. I used to have an older phone and it had a bug on it, and it didn't say coupon, but it had another word. So I'm thinking maybe Ryan's correct, that that's a bug. And then also for the other person, they were watching movies or wanting to save their movies. They save their movies in the iCloud, but you had to pay a subscription fee. That's about it. Go on to the next person.
Okay,
Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
thank you. Okay, Suda, you're next. Go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, hi,
Hi.
thank you for the session. I've been having some problems with Zoom on my phone. So I'm using Zoom on my phone and I'm trying to share something from YouTube or music, and I'm not able to share. And there was a time when I was able to do it and it was working okay, but I mean, I think many versions I have been, upgraded to from that time. And recently when I tried it, the YouTube is not working. Music, absolutely, I cannot hear. The other party who is on the call cannot hear either. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with it.
So when you were able to share, this is
Uh-huh.
Stacy, was it back in the time when COVID had first started?
Probably, yeah.
I know that they have taken off some features from the free Zoom and went back to their old ways of, the calls only having a certain amount of time limit, and some of the features are disabled now. That possibly could be the issue.
No,
But
Stacey, I have a paid Zoom.
Oh, you have a paid Zoom. Ooh,
Yes.
then Ryan, maybe you can answer that. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you when you're selecting to share something, are you also checking the box that says share sound.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
sharing the screen
Correct, sharing the screen, but then
and it says broadcast and I broadcast
okay.
and then I go to the YouTube app
Hmm.
and they are able to hear somewhat, I think, from YouTube.
So it
but
kind
I'm
of
not able
sounds,
to hear it all.
it kind of, you're not able to hear it?
Yeah, I'm not able to hear it all. And then YouTube, that's the way it works. Music, they're not able to hear. I'm not able to hear either.
So, okay, so music, so something like Spotify or something that's already downloaded on your
No,
computer.
just
they're
Apple
not-
Music. Apple Music.
Just Apple Music, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're not able to use it even though it's playing on your computer and you're trying to share it, okay,
No, it's on my computer. It's on my phone.
on your phone.
Everything is on phone. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah, that's something that I'm not sure about. If you're sharing and you're also sharing sound, because just sharing your screen or sharing what's kind of going on your phone doesn't mean that the sound is going to go through. And so let me think.
Where is the app option for me to share sound? Is there one on the?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so when you click on share screen, there'll also be an option that when you're sharing, it says share sound as well. And so you'll want to make sure that that is selected.
Okay, I'll try that. I mean, I don't
Okay.
remember seeing it. Yeah. Okay, I'll try that.
One other thing too is check to see how your media volume is on your device. And because you
And-
are using your phone, when music is playing,
Mhm.
and if you can't nor them hear the music, while it's playing, go ahead and hit the side buttons on the left side to bring up the media volume just to check it.
Yeah. The one time I checked, it was definitely completely up there. It was the
Okay.
max volume. Yeah.
The last thing to ask is, when was the last time you shut off your phone and turned it back on?
Oh, that's a good question. I think.
Okay,
oh,
so
that's-
start there first, because that
Okay.
actually solves a lot of issues.
Okay, got it.
And then one last thing too is, if it persists, I would contact Zoom and have them troubleshoot it, because it could potentially be some sort of bug on their side that they may be able to solve.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
Oh, of course, my pleasure.
Thank you,
Ryan,
Judah.
Ryan, this is Bob.
Yeah, one more question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Did somebody have?
I was just going to ask you a question on the Zoom, and this is Bob, and this is a question also for Ryan. So I don't know if it works the same on the phone as it does on the PC. So on the PC, when you click share screen, another window pops up and you have to pick which of your windows you want, which program you want to share. So if I'm doing what Sudha's saying, I would actually have to have YouTube up and minimized on my computer, and then go to share screen. And when share screen comes up, then there are like a half a dozen icons or programs that are listed that you pick from. And then I would pick YouTube, and then the YouTube would come up, and then I would hit play on YouTube, and then it would be shared screen with everybody. But I don't know if that works that same way on the phone.
That's not the way I've been doing it, but the way I've been doing it is I would say share screen, and then I will do a app switch and go to YouTube and play.
Yeah, I think there's a step missing there, because it's got to know what screen you want to share.
Right.
Mhm.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, that's the way I did it before it worked. So I assume that it would work. Maybe, okay. I'll try this one. Maybe there's an intermediate screen you're saying that comes up with options. And I say what app I want to share.
Can you, do you use Zoom on a computer as well, or just on your phone?
Just on my phone.
Okay. I'll have to I have to be honest with you, I've not used Zoom on my phone. I just do it on the PC.
I-
So
yeah.
I'm gonna play around with that just so I can
Yeah,
see, and then I'll shoot you an email, Sudha, after I
Yes.
play with that and see what I
Thank
come
you.
up with.
Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you. That would help. And I know this is also another question that I have on Zoom. I've never attempted anything, but I'm not tinkered with it. But I want to know if when somebody is presenting a PowerPoint presentation, is it possible for me to read it along?
What do you mean by read it along?
I mean, can I also have access to that? Because,
To their information?
yeah, that they are presenting, yeah.
Yeah, you should. What are you, what's your vision? Are you low vision or total
Yeah.
or
No vision.
no vision? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it will read the
Yeah.
presentation
Yeah.
because it's an
Correct.
image. It's an image. So the only way around that, but you would have to do it after the fact, is to take a screen image of it and then ask it to read in Seeing AI or something like that.
Yeah.
But maybe they could send you the power presentation ahead of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to know whether there was a way to do it. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, good questions. All right, we'll move on to Donna. Unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. How do you get rid of notifications? They're driving me insane.
You would go to
somewhere in settings, correct?
Chris, were you
Yeah,
answering?
so
Who was
yeah,
it?
in settings, there's a notifications tab, and then once you go into that tab, there would be an option to check to see what notifications that you want enabled on your phone. But you can also go into that tab to turn off all your notifications so that you won't receive any of them. So yeah, I would go into settings, go into notifications, and then just disable all the notifications that are enabled.
You can pick and choose the ones you
Yep.
want.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. Is notifications under general?
Yep. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to go into accessibility. You just keep swiping until you hear, notifications.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Miguel, you're next. Unmute, please.
Hi, yes, can you hear me? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm in the car. So I just updated my Fusion software to 2023, and the icon for Fusion 2022 is still on the desktop. Is it safe for me to uninstall 2020, or do I need to uninstall 2022, or I just delete the icon, or what do I need to do anything?
This is Bob. I would just delete the icon.
Just delete the icon? Okay.
As long as you've got the 2023 icon available to you there.
Yeah, it's the 2023 icon is there. So I just wasn't sure if I had to uninstall anything, or I just delete the icon. Okay.
No, I delete the icon because when you installed 2023, it
Updating from that
yeah,
one, correct?
it wrote over a lot of those your earlier version. It overwrote those, but it just didn't take the icon off your desktop.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Go past this light.
Okay, so we'll go back to Farhang now. Go ahead and unmute Farhang.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
I've got a few comments before I ask my own question. Just a minute.
3 participants raised hand.
Sorry about that. Okay, I've got a few comments. One is regarding Dean's saying that it reads a password when he has NVDA and Zoom on. The same thing is with me when I have NVDA and JAWS on. I'm sorry. It does read my password also, but then what I do is I click into the edit field and then start typing my password, and it doesn't read my password. That is one. Secondly, most of us have problem going to the mic and putting on the mic, unmuting or muting. the best way is to swipe the screen to the right, and on the screen will tap to speak, and it's the easier way to just do it that way. You just move the screen to the right, and there'll be a big circle icon on middle of the screen, and you click on it and it gets unmuted. That's what I do. Thirdly, I wanted to, there was Perla had some question about something which I want to comment on, and what was it? I don't remember. And Bob, regarding Comcast, yes, even they increased my charges to $15 this year, this month, from this month onwards, and I'm going to fight with them.
Miguel Venegas has left the meeting.
All right, I have an X1 box too, and I want your help in understanding how do I use the remote control to make the television speak my guide and other information on the screen. Can you help me, Bob?
Dean Chen has joined the meeting.
Sure. The first thing I would do is it's voice activated. So you should be able to push the speak button on your phone, excuse me, on the remote, and then
All right.
ask it to turn on audio description or turn on the audio guide.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you can.
I
you
do
can have
turn
it
off and I do change channels by speaking on the remote control. So when I hit the speak button, I have to ask the remote to turn on audio
voice,
description and
voice guidance.
turn on voice guide. Okay, okay, got it. All right, my last question, and it's a little confusing. I received a gift from my children for 14 Pro Max, but I don't know how to set it up. Who can help me setting it up? Do I call Apple or do I go into the store?
You mean just activate your new phone?
Yes, I don't know how to even start it. I charged it fully, but I don't know how do I activate it.
Well, we could help you at the San Jose office. I'm sure Chris or Ryan can help you, but you just log in your Apple ID and password that you have on your old phone, and get your SIM card put in it. And then you put your Apple ID and password and everything will transfer over.
So Tom, you've been waiting, so go ahead and ask your question or comment, make a comment.
Yeah, just a quick clarification, and I wanted to get into the dictation question, but Bob, in reference to that fusion question,
Tom Sheffield has left the meeting.
in the days of old, and I don't want to create fake news, but I always left the previous version there, so when the present one crashed, I could go back to the previous one. I don't know. Now you're saying that they're merging it and glossing over for the fusion and the updating, but I left mine separate for just emergency if it crashed. What
Gotcha.
do you?
I think that's okay. I was just suggesting that he remove the icon, and that doesn't remove the program. And so you could always go back to your start menu and relaunch the previous version, but they do overwrite some of the files. So
Okay.
not everything would work the same.
My information is old, so you're more up to date. So thank you on that. The question that I had was the dictation. I think I asked you before, was something I was trying to do where I'm speaking to the Microsoft voice dictation. I bought the Dragon in the past and, not so successful. Again, that was years ago. I don't mind spending the money, but to have an extra outside program merging with all this stuff, I just heard one comment on a YouTube that the new voice dictation on the 11 from one person's account was good, and the 10, Microsoft 10 free voice dictation was not. And I have exhausted the Apple, which I could go into, but that's far from great. That's what I live on, but it's just not robust. So I'm wondering about up-to-date dictation for the Microsoft computer. And there you go.
Chris, do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, no, see, I don't have experience using Microsoft dictation. I mainly just use JAWS and NVDA. I have no vision, so I won't be able to use those type of softwares. I honestly can't really answer that question. Sorry.
You could use it if you're blind, and there is in addition something extra you have to buy if you've got the JAWS, some go around, and that's where it starts getting confusing. And then I've spent money and time in the past, and then just like all other good Americans, just quit and fell off.
Gotcha. Yes, I'm assuming dictation you'd be able to just, it's kind of like Siri. You can tell like your computer what to do, like open Google, etc., or type in the address bar.
I think Microsoft can do that in a very basic level, but I'm talking pure dictation of C spot run period, new sentence, you know, where you're talking to it and you're conducting the email. Yes, I think that easily exists of open this, but I'll just get into the Apple real quick. I have to make a note about 3 times because it really just does something on a basic level. It doesn't learn specific new words. It's just kind of basic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for more robust, like the Dragon that I bought in the past, and I don't really want to do just to update and learn an outside product. So that was my real question of just voice dictation of the Microsoft.
I'll look into that just because I'll look into that. I'll get back to you, Tom, and then yeah, for sure. If anything, I'll try to get your contact information. And I'll look into it.
Who's getting back to me?
Oh, me. My name is Chris.
Chris, do you want me to contact you, or how will we get?
You can give me your email. Do you want to give me my number real quick?
Or
you can give me yours. Hold up.
Give me.
If you want,
Yeah, give
Tom,
me
we can provide Chris's email because it's a Vista Center email versus you putting your private information here. So it's clam@vistacenter.org, correct?
Yep. So clam, pretty much.
Yeah, clam.
Clam at Vista Center. Yeah.
CLAM.
LAM. So it's like clam the shellfish at vistacenter.org.
And Tom, real quick, this is Ryan. So you were asking really quick, and please correct me if I'm wrong, if the dictation, the native dictation program in Windows 11 is any good, or was kind of how to use it, or what was the question in regards to?
I mean, free is always good unless it's just not robust enough. But yes, to start from simple to branch out so it's not contradicting these other programs.
Sure.
Or else, what is the thing? What do the cool kids have? You know, who are using? You know, because before it was Dragon. So I guess that's the question: is free Microsoft or what else?
Well, I use on my computer, I use with my Google products, I use the dictation feature that Google offers for their documents. But then also when I'm using Windows or writing an email or something like that, I actually use the dictation program from my Windows computer, and it is really actually pretty accurate. They've actually done a lot of work on it. So basically, I would say give it a shot. It is free. It's right there on your computer. If you're updated to Windows 11, they've done a lot of work with the accessibility features, including dictation. And so I would just give it a shot to see if it works. Everybody's speech is clearer or not in different ways. Other dictations or series or AIs pick up different information from people I mean, even if they're saying the same thing. And so just to see if that program will work for you, it would just be my suggestion, especially because you already have it.
And what kind of headphone are you using, or how are you? What's the headphone that you're using?
Yeah, so I right now I'm using my Sony headphones, but not using dictation. But when I'm using dictation, I don't use anything. I just use the mic that's already in the computer, and it picks it up just fine, 95% of the time.
And it's just called Microsoft Dictation.
Let me find out exactly what it's called, and I can. Are you able to use the chat in Zoom? Because I can always send it to you, or I can just in between. I can tell you exactly what it's called.
Yeah, if you could tell me later,
Yeah.
however,
Will do.
line or something.
Yeah, we don't
Thank
have
you.
Chat
chat
is disabled.
Got it. So yeah, I think it's just dictation. You'll find it there in the accessibility apps.
Okay, thank you.
So
You're
this
welcome.
is Stacy, and I've been Dragon Dictation has been coming up a lot over the last several months. So I'm wondering, kind of take a poll of who's in the meeting now, who would like to see us maybe do a tech it out and bring an expert on for Dragon Dictation. How would you guys feel about that, to learn more about what new features they have? And you know, because a lot of people have been asking about Dragon lately.
I would like to start the voting off with "Dear God, yes."
Okay.
I'll second it, dear God, yes.
I would like to know about it, Farhang.
Okay. Okay, so that's something that we'll try to work on and see if we can find someone to come and talk about it.
Sorry,
And
excuse
give
me.
us-
This is Ryan.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
It's called
Great.
voice typing.
Great, thank you.
Typing. Okay.
Voice typing.
And whoever was speaking before, for me to finish up here, the Google didn't work for some reason. I don't remember why it didn't merge in well with Microsoft, but I checked that out maybe 2 years ago. So, but go on.
It's-
Yes, definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
I would try it again because it's been updated since then, and it's actually been really well. It's actually how I write a lot of notes.
Perfect.
So yeah, try those.
Okay. All right, Tom, you're done. I can move on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Elaine, go ahead and unmute.
Thank you. First of all, I wanted to thank you, the tech team, for having this workshop. It's very helpful just by listening to everybody asking questions. I learned a lot. But my problem is mostly with the updates, and I'm very confused. Like when each time I use my PC, the laptop, and then they will ask, to update, and then after each update, I always have some problem. And lately, when I did the update and shut down, but lately I wasn't able to actually turn off the computer. Whenever I turn off the power, shut down, and then it will go around and then start up again. And then I've done it like 6-7 times and still unable to turn off the computer after I use, and then so it kind of drain off the battery until there's nothing, and then I can only use it when I'm plugging in. And even I use Control Alt Delete, like the 3 button, it still do the same thing. When you power off and turn and shut down all apps, they still just go around. They shutting down and then go around and then it pops up again. And I believe that I might have to. Just now I heard that maybe I need to have like somebody to take a look at what happened.
I wonder if
sorry.
you have automatic, restart in your settings.
I don't know about the settings, and because I never touch it, and I don't know how to. I'm not techy enough to change and everything, but it's just that I believe that lately after I update, and then when I turn it on, it first said that something like they have to turn off some update in order to start up the computer or something. But right now is actually, it cannot, I lost the internet connection actually. And, but the problem is still not able to turn off at all.
This is Bob, Elaine. I would recommend calling Microsoft Accessibility, their phone number, and they'll be able to, with your permission, they'll be able to sign into your computer, and they should be able to help troubleshoot that problem for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe I'll bring the laptop too. But when I told some of my friends, and then they said that maybe the computer is too old, and that's why the update is not working or something. Would that be the case? And I just thought that somebody who knows about computer has to look at and find out what actually went wrong.
Yeah, again, I think Microsoft accessibility support would be able to at least help evaluate that with you, and then
Okay.
offer you some suggestions, whether it's a problem with Microsoft itself, or whether it's a problem with your computer.
Okay,
but
so is that a number I should call?
yes.
Do you have it right now, or can I?
I'm searching
Do
for
you,
it right now.
Elaine, do you use Be My Eyes?
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
What's that again?
More participants raised.
Do you use the app Be My Eyes?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
In
yourself
fact,
or for it? Go ahead.
pardon me.
No, please go ahead.
I didn't hear what you just asked. I'm sorry.
Oh, so what I was saying is, for your knowledge and for anyone else's knowledge that may not know this, is Be My Eyes actually has Microsoft, and they're available, I believe, 24/7 Microsoft accessibility. So you can use that app to connect with Microsoft. Yeah, which is pretty helpful. And then, Bob, were you able to find the Microsoft accessibility number? If not, I can look it up.
I'm looking for it. I thought I had it in my contacts.
Maybe yeah, in order not to take up other people's time, then maybe
I'll
yeah,
send it to you, Elaine. I'll send you the
yeah.
phone number.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah, that would be helpful.
Thanks, Elaine.
Okay, thanks, Lane. All
Okay.
right, Miriam. Unmute. There you go.
Yeah, excuse me. I have two quick questions. Stacy had mentioned something that she was taking a vote on who would like to learn more about it. What was that called and what is it?
Dragon dictation.
So what is that?
It's a program that you purchase that you can dictate, anything into, just like when you use VoiceOver to dictate.
Okay.
It's just a different program that people like to use with PCs.
Okay, but it only works with the PC.
I think I think it works on Macs as well.
They used to call it
Oh, okay.
Dragon Speaking, but
It's
yeah.
called Dragon. Okay. I mean, one thing that I'm aware of for myself, I need to become much more knowledgeable about the whole world of voiceover and dictation and that sort of thing. So I will do that. And the other thing that I wanted to ask was, would Farhang possibly benefit by calling Apple Accessibility and ask them to walk him through the initial setup of his new phone?
Yes.
Sure,
That's
I'm going to
another
walk,
option.
sure, thank you, Miriam. I'm going to walk into the store one of these days and get it
Yeah,
done. Thank
but
you,
what,
thank you.
but
very
what
much.
I'm saying, Farhang, the Apple Accessibility is a phone number that you can call. And they can possibly talk you through this over the phone, and you can see then if you can save yourself the work of having to go into the store. That's where I would start with them. And if you like that phone number, Farhang, I can text it to you.
I
That's a
have
good
it, Miriam.
You do, okay,
I have
It's
it,
a
and
good
I did
suggestion,
call them.
Miriam.
I
okay.
did call them, but they said, oh, it's not an accessible problem, so you have to call Apple Care. We don't,
Oh,
if you have
really?
any,
Okay. Well,
if
there
you
you
have
go.
any
You could,
accessible problem, you can call
yeah,
us.
That makes
okay,
Others, you
sense.
should call Apple Care to get it
okay.
done.
But you could call Apple Care and maybe they could walk you through initially. So
Thank
that's
you,
all I
Miriam.
had to say. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you,
So, and
Miriam.
if you need that phone number, I can give it to you.
Sure,
So
I'll
you
call you
can-
later.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's it.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Miriam.
Thanks, Miriam. Okay, Perla?
Oh, hi. I have another question. This one is about Safari. When I look up a recipe and I go to the website, there's so much stuff going on. There are all these videos and you know, I'm on voiceover, so it's saying video will shut off in 7 seconds. Video will start in 2 seconds. And I'm scrolling through all this stuff, and it's just almost impossible to get to just the recipe, you know, the ingredients and the recipe.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if any of you have the secret to turning off
Alexa,
all that other stuff. No, because Alexa doesn't give you the choices that you get on
Perla,
Safari.
could it potentially be, for anyone who may know this more than I, could it potentially be that Perla is going through all the ads?
Yep.
Because
Yeah, that's
visual-
what it is. It's ads and
Yeah.
videos and all
and
kinds
they're
of
just
stuff.
like, yeah. So is there something that she could use on the rotor to eliminate going through links so that she could just find the text? That's something I'm not 100% sure about. Like, I know you can select links, but is there something that you could use to eliminate links?
So this is Becky, and I have a suggestion that's a partial answer. I don't know if Perla is talking about being on her phone or on a PC.
On
or
my phone.
on a phone. Okay. So this relates to a PC, but there might be something similar for the phone. On the PC, if I'm surfing the web, of course, there are many, many advertisements and it gets in the way of everything. So I installed an extension called Print Friendly and PDF. And all I do is when I go to a web page that I want to have read to me or I want to read, then I just open that app and it immediately strips out all of the advertisements, everything. And then I can have it read to me, just that, no advertisements, or I can print it, just that, no advertisements, or save it. So since that exists on the PC, I imagine that there's something like that for our phones. I just don't know what the answer is because I do my surfing actually on a large monitor screen that I can see rather than on my phone. But else would experience and might be able to share what they know or maybe research to see if we can find something similar that would help you. That's
There
all.
is,
Yeah, go ahead, Stace.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna say,
that
there
would be
is,
perfect.
there is something under rotor. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I would have to look at it and test it out a little bit, but there is something that you can jump to content. And also when you open something on the web, or if it's an article or a recipe, at the very top, when you start to swipe, it'll sometimes tell you, not all the time, jump to content, and it will jump straight to what you clicked on. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but there is a rotor option that will help you jump to that content as well. But I need to look at it again. I haven't used it in a while.
There's,
In the
When
meantime,
you look that up, can you send me the
Yep.
information?
Yep. And Ryan, did you just look something up?
I did, yeah. Chris, go ahead real quick.
real quick on the rotor, I think, it doesn't take you straight to the content, like where the recipe is, but like how I navigate Safari or the internet normally is by headings. So if you go onto the rotor and go to headings, heading, I guess, means like the title. So you can keep, once you go to the heading with your rotor, you can swipe down. Most of the time, like say you're looking up like a chicken recipe, like a lemon chicken recipe, you can swipe down and eventually it should, if it's accessible, the website, it should be like lemon chicken heading level 2 or something along those lines. And then
Yeah.
after that, you'd be able just to swipe to the right and then it will read out the recipe.
Well, sometimes what it also does is in between the recipe, it'll have an advertisement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
you do have to get rid of that advertisement somehow.
Or like 8.
I think there's
Yes.
a way you can change it to reader view. I think if you go to like the address bar and then you swipe to like the left, there's like page settings. I think there's like a reader view option that you might be able to. So
Okay.
I'm just looking that up right now. So I'm just like checking it on my phone.
You know,
Um,
I tried that and I didn't get anything. So what do you do? You go to the address and then you swipe left?
Yeah, there should be like page settings. And then I think there's like a reader view option in there. So I was like just checking that out right now, just to double check.
Yeah,
Well,
I had
Chris
heard
is-
about that and I tried it, but I was not successful.
While Chris is checking that out, Perla, I had found something. It's called AdGuard, ADGUARD. It says it's an ultra efficient ad blocker for Safari.
Oh.
Yeah, so it says it will not only remove annoying ads, but also secure your privacy with advanced tracking protection. AdGuard for iOS is an open source app and it's totally transparent and safe to use. The app is free, but offers additional paid premium features for advanced users. And I would say you were an advanced user, so you could definitely try it out to see if it's something you'd want to.
Okay, so it's ADGUARD, AdGuard.
Correct. Sounds like it'll just be in the Apple Store or the App Store.
Okay, I will look for that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully that helps because I can't imagine. I know it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, and the reader view, did you have any success finding that?
I found it, but most of the time it says dimmed. So I'm trying to look up a way to have it activated because I'm going on like websites right now, but most of the time it says reader view dimmed. But the thing is, I did download an ad blocker too, like ad block plus, I think, or something along those lines, which it kind of gets rid of those ads. But yeah, I'm gonna look more into that reader view so that it might be useful for people who don't have like those ad block apps downloaded. So I'm gonna look into that.
Perla, if you're okay, I can email Chris your information, and then
sure.
Then the two of you can talk about that for the reader view. Is that something okay, Perla?
Sure. Yeah. Great.
Awesome.
Thanks,
All right,
Ryan.
Chris. Of course, my pleasure. I'll send you that.
And I
Go
will.
ahead, Stace.
And I was just going to say, and I will double check the rotor to see what I've used in the past, and then I'll email you, Perla.
Boy, I got everybody working. Thank you very much.
Can you send me that information too, please? Thank you very much. Farhang here.
Okay.
All right. We actually have no hands up.
Can I speak?
Okay, hang on a second.
Hold on a second, Farhan. This is Bob.
Sorry, Bob.
Just wanted to provide some additional information to folks. So the Microsoft accessibility phone number, and Elaine, I will email this to you if you're not able to take this down. The phone number for Microsoft accessibility support is 1-800-936-5900. 1-800-936-5900. And I wanted to make a clarification earlier on turning off the notifications. That if you just go to settings and you flick right through settings, notification comes up there. Notifications is not under the general tab. It's under the main settings tab. And then one final clarification on the iPhone 14, they no longer have the removable SIM cards. There's no SIM card
Oh.
slot. The SIM card is built in to the iPhone 14s and up.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, Miriam?
So I was going to ask Bob, can you just ask Siri to turn off your notifications if you
no,
don't want to? No.
you have to manually go in and turn them off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Some participants raised hand.
Vivian?
Participants raised hand. Miriam Fraser has lowered hand.
Vivian, just unmute and then you can ask a question.
Audio now unmuted.
Is it, I'm unmuted?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so with the updates, I've noticed Siri,
Sanchez has left the meeting.
it's like a low voice, which is very difficult for people that are hard of hearing. Is there a way to change that? Like when you ask Siri something, it's like the tone is lower, you can hardly hear the tone for those that are hard of hearing.
Is it the tone like when you say, "Hey Siri," and then it makes the ding?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, you
no,
can't change that.
there's no way to change it. They changed that, and it is difficult to hear.
Okay, I just, because a lot of times they ask me that question, people with hard of hearing, and I didn't know the answer. Okay. Oh, that's too bad. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Vivian Younger has lowered hand.
Okay, Farhang, go ahead.
Thomas Sanchez has joined the meeting.
One question. We're running out of time.
Oh,
So
okay,
No, I-
actually, Farhan, if you could hold for just one second,
Yeah.
because
Sure,
we
sure,
are,
sure.
because
Sure.
we are losing people here, and I don't want people to miss out
Oh,
on
yes,
the Apple gift card.
that's right.
Sure,
So I'm going to ask Miriam. Miriam, would you pick a number, please, between 2
Beverly Clifford has left the meeting.
and 2 and 27? If you could pick a number between 2 and 27, Miriam Fraser.
27.
Okay.
I know that.
Dean, you just won an Apple gift card.
Dean, it's not.
Oh,
present.
He's left.
He's
okay.
left. Okay, Miriam, between 2 and 26.
Okay, 15.
15. Do we have Donna Sanchez with us?
Yes, she's here.
Donna,
Donna's the winner.
you
Hey,
just won
Donna.
an Apple
Woohoo.
gift card.
Yeah, Donna.
Yay,
Donna,
Yay.
that is actually going to come in the snail mail to you, and so it'll take a few days for it to get to you, probably a week for it to get to
Elizabeth
you.
Stewart has left the meeting.
But I will get that sent out to you.
Okay, she may have stepped away, but we'll make sure she knows and you have her address, right?
Oh,
there she is.
I'm sorry, I forgot to push the speaker button. Oh, that's great.
She was so excited.
I was being excited by myself.
And just
Okay.
also a reminder for everyone that next month's Tech It Out is going to be in person as well as virtual, but we will not be talking to the virtual community. You will be able to see the presentation and hear it. And I think, Ryan, we're going to open the chat so that Ryan or someone else can ask questions from the virtual world, but you will not be able to talk directly to the presenters. It's for their Amazon presenters for the Amazon Fire tablet, and it will be held in person at the San Jose office. So please remember that, and we'll have some yummy
breakfast
snacks, maybe bagels and donuts or something like that, and coffee. Yeah, and we'll also do a giveaway then as well, but that'll be a surprise. And So please come in person and let's talk to the Amazon people about the accessibility for the Fire tablet.
All right.
Awesome, thank you.
Hold F4, leave meeting button. Vivian Younger has left the meeting.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We appreciate it. We will definitely try to have another one of these Ask the Techsperts editions again in the future. But as Stacy said, we'll see everybody in the San Jose Center for our next Tech It Out with Vista. Thank you all for joining us.